Hello, everybody. This is Julissa. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. Today is Monday, August the 3rd, 2026. And I'm here to speak about that situation that's happening or that happened in Puerto Rico. And right now, they have a person of interest. And this is in regards to the murder of a young man who was in Puerto Rico. And he reported that he heard somebody howling outside near the campsite where he was staying, and then his body was found, and his name is Tyler Wilkins, excuse me. So I'm going to talk to you guys about that. I'm going to give you a trigger warning also. Before I continue, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who is listening using Spotify. Thank you so much, everybody who follows JulissaDesigns on Spotify. It helps me as a creator. Every time I make a new episode, you get a notification. And like I said, it also helps me as a creator. And of course, thank you so much, everybody who's watching this video right now on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. So when I first heard about this, I was like, how terrifying this is. I was like, imagine you planning this whole vacation, right? This whole vacation time. And apparently he has been there before. I'm going to give you all the details. He has been there before. So he's at a campsite in Puerto Rico. I think it's near the beach or something like this. And during the night hours, he keeps hearing howling, somebody, shouting, screaming, things like this. And then he's testing his friends here in the US, saying, I keep hearing this guy. I might have to go and talk to them or something. And then the next morning, his body, Tyler's body, is found. So let me tell you exactly what happened, which is very sad. And like I said, I wanted to give you a trigger warning. So it says here that Puerto Rico police reveal that they have a person of interest in the execution-style murder of an Ohio man found dead on a remote beach after testing his pulse about a howler outside his tent during his solo camping trip. I mean, what a nightmare. I think we need to be, in the times that we're living in, we need to be more aware. And the reason that I say that, this is not the first case that you hear of somebody who went traveling by themselves. I think in the past 2 years, I had come and give you, stories about people that go on these solo trips, and maybe they have done this before, so they feel comfortable, right? Like, I went there the first time, nothing happened, everything was great. I'm looking forward to doing this trip by myself, but it's different type of times that we're living in right now. And Tyler was traveling on his own, and during the nighttime, like I said, he kept hearing somebody howling outside his campsite. I mean, anybody will be terrified, right? Um, and once like, it's not like even an animal. You can tell it's a person doing this, or somebody's taunting you during the nighttime, or you're trying to just get some rest. And you're so vulnerable out there, on the beach under a tent in a place that is not even like, uh, your neighborhood, right? So imagine something like this happening. So it says here that police say police didn't share details of the unidentified person, but believe the individual has a connection to the overnight slaying of Tyler Wilkin, who was found shot to death in mangroves of Playa de Selva on the Caribbean island on July the 10th. It says here that they did a press conference because people were demanding answers. That's the other thing. They reported that he was found shot, but then they're like, we have no information who could have done this, and I guess there was a demand put in for more answers, and now the police did the whole investigation. They're still working on it, obviously, and now they're saying they do have a possible person of interest, and that's all they said. But it says here that Wilkin was just 35 years old, had been staying at the campsite in the northeast corner of the islands for 2 days when he was discovered with a single gunshot wound to the head by a beachgoer on their morning walk just after 6 a.m. local police are working with the FBI to search the shooter in what was previously described as an execution style killing. Gonzalez, it says here, Gonzalez is remaining tight-lipped on the investigation. That's the top investigator there, saying the witnesses did not report hearing any gunshots around that time of the shooting. That's very strange too, because not only witnesses didn't hear gunshots or didn't even hear no howling. So something fishy going on just by even reading that. And they say, we know that there aren't many people in the area, which is a bit complicated in the terms to investigate the leads. We can say that there are some leads. His body was found some distance from his campsite where his tent and belongings were set up, they reported to the news. So, how sad, right? He probably, if his body was found near his distance from his tent, so he probably went outside to investigate, or basically just to confront whoever was doing this, right? And then look what happened. They say that no suspect has been established in the case, and the individual is only a person of interest at this point of the investigation. Tyler, who have moved to the U.S. territory in January of 2024 to enjoy life by the beach, was testing his friends that night of his death, claiming a strange individual lurking near his campsite, setting off fireworks and howling like a wolf. Wow, that's terrifying. And I know, like, you know, I'm female. Things like this will be terrifying. Even just going right solo, I'm sure a lot of people can relate. But he, Tyler, has done this before, right? And he felt very safe. That's why he went back again, right, a couple times. So for him to encounter this weird person, right, not only trying to look around and trying to figure out who he was, maybe he was setting off fireworks at night, and it's like that's. I mean, what are you doing in that situation, right? That's very scary just even thinking about it. Here is somebody that you never met before, who's lurking around your campsite, and now he's taunting you, howling like a wolf. That's like people are into crazy stuff these days, right? And and then he's setting off fireworks. It's like I don't, I'm not trying to, people use their best judgment when it comes to something like that, but it's like there is a trend on TikTok, like they say you don't have to tell me twice or something like this, like I get the message, I'm out of here type of thing. But when you plan a trip and you're like, man, I've been waiting for this moment for so long, like to enjoy my time here and all of that. And then who is this guy, right? Maybe he didn't feel, he noticed that he was around, right? Maybe Tyler noticed, like, I see you. I don't know, you're weird. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to disturb my peace, whatever, but you're not gonna kick me out of here type of thing. So I'm just gonna continue to do what I came here to do. So it says here that he said he was testing his friend, saying there is a strange individual was lurking near his campsite and setting off fireworks and howling like a wolf. The howler is back, he wrote on a text message to a friend around midnight. Like, wow. I mean, how easy it is to kind of like go back around midnight when everything's like pitch black, right? I don't know this area over there, and if you know more about this case, please leave a comment. But imagine you're in this situation, you're setting up for the night, right? You think you're gonna just go to sleep and get ready for the next morning, and then he's saying, "Oh, he's back again. It's around midnight now," and now he continues to do this. Like, how do you go back to basically to back to your house or something, right? How is it is at that time? And 2 hours later, he sent, after that message at midnight, 2 hours later, Tyler sent the final message about the howler, indicating some possible trouble to come. And he texted his friend this. This guy is getting rowdy. LOL. Um, I mean, everybody will. I guess people make their best judgment when it comes to something like this. Meaning the decision to just leave or just confront or just ignore this person. But I feel like personally, when you're so vulnerable in a campsite near a beach at midnight, and you have a guy you never met before who's definitely taunting you, like, I'm not trying to say anything that he did wrong. He felt very safe. That's why he went back. So it's very scary. So the final message he texted his friend is said, "This guy is getting rowdy. LOL." So he probably went out there and said something to him. This is just my assumptions here. He probably, mark his ground, I guess, and say, "Get out of here. You need to stop it," or something. And then he probably were met with some type of pushback, and that's why he tested that. And I think the LOL in all caps probably was like, um, it's like, the situation escalated. I'm testing my people about it, but like I'm still put like this. I'm gonna stay here regardless, right? So it says here that according to the police, uh, excuse me, according to Mo, which is his girlfriend, who dropped off her boyfriend 2 days earlier and had been waiting for his usual morning text. And she says, this is the girlfriend saying, like 6 in the morning, he consistently always texts me, "Good morning, love," and I didn't get a text message from him. And she said she was fearing the worst. Yeah, I can understand that. Um, his friend were supposed to pick him up on Friday, hours after he was found dead. And it says here that they're saying that the girlfriend says she's trying to understand why he was killed and if he was during an attempted robbery or some other dispute. I believe, just looking at this, just as I'm talking to you guys now, I believe it was, you show up to the campsite, you notice this guy is just very strange and he's just taunting you. He's, you know, it was like a sequence of events. We want the same person, right? So he basically is telling you to go, right? And the thing is, like, you make, like I was saying, you make your best judgment out of that. Like nobody's gonna tell me to go. Like, you don't own this place, right? So I don't think it was an attempted robbery because how many robbers like announce all of that? They do all of this, right? They make so many announcements, howling, doing the fireworks, and getting rowdy, right? Like, usually robbers, they go and do whatever they do, usually in quiet, in silence. So I don't think it was a robbery at all. And it's just very sad all around. I think we have to be um more aware of everything that's happening in this world right now. I think if you visit a place, let's just say maybe even before the pandemic, you went to this place in another country and you're like, "Oh, it's been, I can come here by myself. I don't need, I know my way around," things like that. Things have changed drastically. It doesn't mean that you need to just be fearful to do anything, obviously not, but just be more aware and, you know be aware of your surroundings. And I think he was in this case because he's testing his friends. He was aware. Why? I know he got dropped off. That's the thing. How easy is it to leave from that place, right? He got dropped off. He was going to get picked up, right? So how remote is the area that you're like, man, I don't want to stay here, but if I text my friend, it's very hard to come here at midnight to pick me up. But you know, it's like if you're unsafe, then your family, your friends, they'll be there, right? But here's the thing, that now that I'm thinking about his story of Tyler, I'm thinking, remember that show? There used to be a show called Alone or something like this, and they used to bring like 5 to 7 people to like a remote area, and they have to live there for I don't know how many months, crazy. And it was so crazy how, you know, some of them were so prepared for this until it got real for them when they saw whoever dropped them off left, and they had like a radio to call for help or something like this. And I'm thinking about this story now, speaking about Tyler, and it's so sad what happened to him, because he lost his life. Some type of altercation happened here, and now they're saying the FBI is involved in this case, which is good because, they need to find whoever did this to him, whoever was stunting him. He obviously was being watched, and Tyler was aware who was there too. So, um, I really hope that they get to the bottom of this. And what I was saying about that TV show, and if you guys remember, it's still probably on. I think it used to be on the History Channel, and they will send these people out, right? And they had to build their own campsite, prepare their own food and all of that, and survive in like the most remote area with all different type of weather, obviously. And just like I remember watching the ones that were giving up too early because they got scared. They saw a bear or something like this, and or a mountain lion or some lion. They got so scared they would call and be like, I'm done with this show. Like, come pick me up. And one time I saw one day they had to go pick him up like in the early hours of the morning, and it was like 3 people and a camera crew to go to get to this remote location through the river. And that's the thing with him. I wonder how hard is it to get to that place, right? And how hard is it to to leave? Because it's not like, oh man, I just got dropped off a couple hours. I don't want to stay here with this crazy guy shouting like a wolf. Let me get out of here. But like, you think about it, like if he called his friends, they're probably not prepared to drive around, to that remote area so late, and maybe it's not as easy to just walk and find like the nearest main street to get a taxi or something at that time. So maybe that could have been what happened here. And he was definitely testing his friend. But I think if it was the case that Tyler wanted to leave, he would have tested, you know what, I'm not staying until Friday. I don't like this guy. Maybe you guys can come pick me up the next morning. I'll manage overnight to stay away from him or something, and you guys can come pick me up in the morning. Um, I don't think he was to that point that he's like, I need to leave. Let me know, guys, what you think. The family created a GoFundMe for Tyler. I'm gonna put the link there. If you feel like to donate, you can do so, or you can always pray for the family, but obviously pray for the girlfriend, and hopefully in the next coming days we have a photo of somebody. Whoever heard something will come forward and say we encountered the same person when we were there a couple months ago or something. Maybe somebody will come through and speak up. Let me know, guys, what you think. Thank you so much for coming to the channel, listening to the podcast. Have a good day. God bless. Everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.